Well, hello there, folks. How's it going today? I hope you're all doing really good. Welcome to part 3 on the guitar case tagging extravaganza here. Well, we're making some headway. Hopefully I can get the rest of them in this video. I've got quite a mess going here, to be honest, so it's going to be a little slow going. Not for you guys, I'll just go from one to the next, but I need to go through a bunch of these cases and reorganize stuff. So if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of this, what I'm doing here is trying to put tags on the cases that don't have them, so I don't have to keep taking them out of the case and finding out what they are. I'm also trying to make little sections, just tellies, strats, acoustics, that sort of thing. So I'm kind of shuffling things around as I do this, but I'm also using color-coded tags for, like, green has been for the tellies, that way it will, if I see green, I know there's tellies in that bunch, Hope you get my drift there. It's really the best I can do, but for now, I need to kind of rearrange a few things. And we're going to start cracking those cases open. A lot of acoustics in there that we haven't seen. And who knows what. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing we did last time. I got the camera set up over the table. And we're just going to start going through them. Now, I have to do this at least once or twice a year with all the guitars. Just to make sure everything's, where it should be. And no damage or cracking happening or anything like that. What we got here is a big boy guitar. This is a Guild X175. Huge body. Got a nice sound though. Acoustically and electrically, this sounds really, really well. And, it's fun to play. It's a little big at first, but sitting down and playing it and whatnot, I kind of enjoy it, actually. It's just a whole different vibe. Okay, so that one's good. Let's get another one. Okay, well, I don't really need to tag this one. I can immediately tell what this guitar is just by this faux gig bag that came with it. A little tricky to get it out sometimes, but it does fit nice and tight. All the latches work on it and everything, too. Man, that's harder than I thought. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got a classical here. This is an old case, too. It's got a, like a customs sticker stuck on the gig bag. Now, I don't know much about this. Maybe you guys can help me out. I believe this is G. Ceccarini or something like that. You guys probably won't be able to see that label, but, it's tough to get this stuff on camera. Anyway, everything is written in Italian on the tag inside. Some real odd wood here. I really don't know what that is. If it's like olive wood or something. Really not sure. Now, this looks like spruce probably on the top. And you can see somebody really was into the flamenco with the nails and everything. This is what the headstock looks like. Really, really different, I must say. It has a beautiful sound, too. I don't know if it's in tune, probably not. No, I've got it slack tuned. There is no truss rod in this, so I keep it slack tuned. I think this has some age to it, honestly. I just don't know much about it. It's held together well, and, it's got the original case. Okay, here we got another kind of odd case, which it does have a tag on it now, so, this is a 1980s Fender Teleacoustic. This is made in Japan. It's all wood, no plastic on the back or anything like that. These are pretty rare and sound amazing, honestly. plugged in, this thing really shines. Unplugged, not so much. You can hear it, but it's not super loud. But it does have a nice preamp in it. It sounds nice, and it's got like an electric Telecaster neck, so it plays easy. I put 10s on it and plugged right directly into the board. This thing sounds really nice, honestly. And again, these are pretty rare. I don't think they made this for long, maybe a couple years, something like that. Maybe 1 year, I'm not really sure. Cool guitar nonetheless. Okay, this one's pretty easy too. This was my first acoustic guitar, my first real good guitar. My parents bought this for me when I was quite young, probably, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that. This is a Simon & Patrick luthier. Seagull, Godin, he owns all those companies too. That was the names of his two sons. We're talking about Robert Godin from Canada. Nice flame maple back and sides with a spruce top. I have a couple of these. It's really, a Martin kind of copy here, but this is an early one. This is serial number 0084, so number 84. Now look at the condition of that from a young kid getting this when he was, like I said, probably 12 or 13. I kept really good care of it. And, it's got some playwear. I wore the finish off the back of the neck there. I played this a lot, so it actually sounds better now than it used to, I think. I have another one of these, too, that was actually my brother's, which is serial number 74. We'll take a look at that one. The Martin cases were at the music store in Bangor, Maine, when my dad bought these, and he worked out some deal for a couple of hardshell cases, and they happened to be Martin, so there's that. All right, here's the other one. This was my brother's. I ended up trading a snowmobile for this one with him, actually, a long time ago, but he didn't take as good of care of his as I did. We got a latch stuck. Okay. So, again, this is serial number 74. Now, this one's got mahogany back and sides. It does have some cracking here and some warpage. I had some cracks in the top. They seem to be doing okay. My father actually did the repair work on this one probably a year or so ago, and it seems to be hanging on pretty good. Little different sound, but very similar. Okay, we got an Alvarez Yare, or Yairi, however you'd like to pronounce it, I mean. Wow, I can't even do it myself. This is a 1978 DY57S. I think it's a 57, pretty sure. Now, this used to belong to my father. He bought this brand new in 78. This was the first really good guitar that he ever had. He did have a Guild before this that wasn't bad, but again, extremely well taken care of. Honduran mahogany. I think that could be Sitka or Adirondack. I can't really remember. These were all handmade in Japan, and it is signed by Kazuo Yari. Some Grovers on it, and this is a very, very nice sounding guitar. Probably the best, one of the best sounding acoustics that I have here, or at least my favorite. Right in tune. A lot of sustain. It's got a kind of a mellow sound for a mahogany back and side made guitar, but it almost sounds like in between a D18 and a 28, honestly. Very rich sounding, though, and just a nice piece for the collection. sure. Okie doke, we got a Taylor here. And it does say it on the case, so I really don't have to tag it. I can pick that case out because it's brown in color. Now this is Koa back and sides. And this is a 214, I think. I can't read the serial number, the tag inside. My glasses aren't right here. So, mahogany neck, spruce top, Koa back and sides. It's got a nice sound to it acoustically and plugged in as well. It's got the typical Taylor type setup here, locking tuners, really great condition too, no scratches. I'm gonna say this guitar is probably close to 10 years old, maybe something like that. It's really clean though. Okay, well, pretty easy to figure out what this one is. It's got the coffin case, Washburn. This is an anniversary edition. I think it says it 18. I can't read it upside down. 1883 to 2008. Now this is spec'd after an 1883 parlor guitar. Really unique. I mean, it's got a really pronounced V neck. You can almost see the line. Kind of a wide fretboard, but amazingly out of tune. But it's quite loud for the size. Honestly, it's kind of shocking when you first play it. Kind of a fun guitar to play, you know. The parlor guitars have their own unique kind of sound. Sometimes they work well in a track. Okay, kind of a cool case here. Again, I really don't need to tag this one. I do need to find the extra latch, which is over there. This belonged to my mother. This is another parlor guitar. And this is a Seagull. Really nice. I think that's cherry back and sides with a spruce top. And again, just really shocking the amount of volume that comes out of these smaller guitars. It's got a nice sweet tone to it. And I really love the case. I think the case is just as cool as they get. I mean, it would float, obviously. It's all styrofoam. But, you know, it seems to work well. And it latches nice and tight. Alright, we got a Martin acoustic here. This belongs to a friend of mine. And this is a mahogany back and side, spruce top, satin finish. I think this is a D15 maybe. I can't remember. I have to look up inside on the block to tell. I think I re-glued the bridge and fixed a couple cracks maybe. You know, it's had some trial and errors and tribulations in its days. And, you know, it's still playable. It needs a few little more tweaks, but I think it's something we can handle for sure. I got it pretty close. I just played it for a second, and I think it might have a couple high frets maybe. Again, you know, it's been subject to cold and hot, humidity, all of the above. He's actually in another country, so I'm looking after some of his guitars and gear for him. You know, that's just the kind of guy I am, and he knows I'm going to take good care of it. Probably better care of it than he did, actually. I mean, we can actually laugh about that, but anyways, I got your stuff, dude. I'm taking care of it. Alright, we got a 1930s K arch top F-hole guitar. This is mine. I got this from a friend. It was in tatters and needed a ton of work. I had to cut the back off it, and I ended up putting a truss rod in it and some good tuners, and I wanted to play this thing. I wasn't really looking to restore it to factory specs, which were terrible anyway, so This doesn't have a trapeze tailpiece on it. Now, I haven't seen many of these like this. I've yet to see one with this tailpiece, and this could be aftermarket, but the holes line right up, so I don't know what to make of it, but it screws to the back. Now, this is painted faux wood grain, so it's made of plywood. They'd steam press these and, pump them out of the factory as quick as they could. It's got a cool vibe to it, though, and it plays really nice now, sounds nice, especially in tune, so we'll have to tune that up a little bit, and I want to play this a little bit more and check on it. Alright, here's a couple PVs, a little something different. I have a PV telly I'll bring out here in a second, too. I haven't had these long, maybe 6 or 8 months, something like that. This is a PV Predator, crafted in USA. It's got a nice neck on it, I will say that, and it sounds nice, so good feeling Strat, and plays really well. The other one here is a PV Riptide. Now, I've never owned one of these. This is the first one I ever laid hands on, kind of a can opener headstock there, and Telly-esque, I would say. Kind of an odd shaped guitar, honestly, but it is contour. It's got a 5-bolt neck. They're pretty rare, I guess. I think this is made in Indonesia or something. I'm not sure how long they made them. They made a few different colors of them as well, but it's not a bad guitar, actually. It plays pretty decent. I've seen them, used for $400 or $500, so it's kind of in that area. So anyways, let's get out another PV. Okay, so I was able to walk over to the pile and pull this one out instantly, so it does have one small tag on it, but I, slid the case out, I could see the PV, and I was all set. Okay, so what we have here is a PV Generation Series. This one's made in USA, 80s, vintage. It's got actives in it, and it's got a splitter. Very nice guitar, I must say. This is well made, and nothing cheap about these. And this has got a lock and nut on it. It's an old Kahler. I don't know if that's a Spider. I think it might be a Spider. I can't remember. It's either a Spider or a Flyer. And there you go. Generation Series. Locking. I don't have the lockers on it right now, but this is a really cool guitar. It's got a neat finish. Kind of like a stained maple top. I'm not sure what the back is made out of. It's got a pretty good little amount of weight to it. 3-way switch. If you ever see one of these in your travels, on the cheap or affordable, you might want to pick it up and check it out. I have only seen one other one of these, and it was not the same color, and it didn't have the gold and all that, so I really don't know a lot about them, but this is a very cool telly, so that one needs to go in the telly rack. Alright, I just found another Strat over in the pile. Pretty much speaks for itself. It's blue in color. It's HSS with a big headstock. I don't care for the neck on this, so I might swap it out. It's kind of narrow at the nut down there, so we'll have to go with it or change it. I've got some extra necks kicking around, so I may do that. Okay, here's a couple of random ones here. This is a First Act. I can't remember the guy's name. It's a signature model. Some guitar player guy that bought one of these while he was on the road, and he was just playing it in his motel room, and then stepped out on stage with it. He liked it that much. So this has a really killer feeling neck on it. It slips my mind the man's name that they modeled this after. This had like a plaid design on the pick guard. I took that off and hit it with some carburetor cleaner and wiped it off and just left it white. And I did throw them Les Paul knobs on it, but really cool design. Whoever does the body design at this first act is pretty good. And you got a big brass block in the back for your strings. Okay, here's another one. This was a first act too. This was pink and it had flames on it. I think you could buy these at Target for under $100 or something like that. Anyways, I got this for basically nothing. The neck I didn't care for, and I changed the neck on it, and I sprayed it with a rattle can, this orange. And the neck had to have a new headstock put on it, so I put a mahogany headstock on it and splined it and doweled it on the back. It's been on there for a couple years now, probably, and it hasn't moved a muscle. When I plugged this thing in, I was totally blown away at the tone and the volume. This guitar is super loud. 3-way switch, master volume, and a master tone. I don't know what these pickups are, but they sound really well in this guitar for some reason. So, in any case, another beater. I love getting these no-namer guitars, and modifying them into something that is very useful, more than useful in most cases, and I get a chuckle out of it when, I show them to my buddies and plug them in, and you're expecting to hear a Walmart guitar or whatever it was, and it's really cool to, modify them. Good platforms is really the whole thing I'm getting at. Cheap, too. Okay, I think we're going to end here on this one. This was my first guitar right here. This is a Hondo 2. This is my first guitar made of wood. I had a plastic one before this. I just went through this not long ago, and this thing was totaled. I mean, it had been glued by me when I was a kid, and the neck was broke. You name it, but it still functions and plays, and it plays a lot better than it used to. The action was really high on this. I almost quit playing guitar because of it, but eventually I toughened up and got through it, and this is the one that got me here, so blame it on this. Well, alrighty, folks. Thanks again for watching. I've made some progress. I got a few odds and ends to clean up here, but we've got 2 rows of, acoustics there. Kind of got those bunched up, and these are mostly all electrics down through there. There's a couple basses down on the end, too. And, there's still more that I haven't really got to. I got to clean out the back room there. There's some guitars back there too, but for now, that's a pretty good portion of some of the guitars I have here. So, and there's some more on the walls here. I got to leave a few out to play and whatnot. I am going to probably put some more up here. Winter time is here, so I don't have really any issues with dryness or anything. So it's a pretty good deal in the winter for me. And I like having my guitars out where I can just pull. You can see I had hangers on that wall too. It's nice to just walk up and pull one off the wall, without having to take it out of the case and go through all that. But this is going to simplify it for me, and eventually, if I keep putting them back in the same places, I'll kind of memorize it, hopefully. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. It's really not my favorite thing to do, but I figured I'd document it. Some of you might get a kick out of some of this and, get to see a few different things. Possibly a part 4. We'll see. I'm going to have to reorganize everything here now. I've just kind of stuck cases back in places they probably are not going to live forever in, so we'll start segregating the Strats and Tellys and, just kind of go through it just for ease of operation. I am going to get my pedals out too. I got to go through a bunch of that stuff, And I'm also getting some microphones out and getting ready to do some recording here. So I've got a few mics on standby. I got to get stuff cleaned out around the drum kit so I can get stuff set up there too. And, I've been jamming with some guys for about a year now, usually once a week on, in the afternoon or something, just for a few hours. But we've created quite a list of original ideas and whatnot. So we've been capturing it with a phone and video, and pretty much every time we jam. And eventually, I'd like to maybe get a video or two up of us going through some of this stuff, and maybe touch on the process of how we're going to record it and whatnot too. So stay tuned for that, and I got some more cool stuff coming up real soon. All right, you guys be good. We'll see you soon. Okie doke.